Okay, I think we started recording. All right. Um, hey everyone, welcome back to the third episode of Sunny and Romeo show. So today is very exciting because we will have our first guest star,
H.
Mr. Harris, who is my English teacher and our swim coach.
Yes, and he is in my English class. He's there for moral support.
So today we'll be talking to him about his high school life and
Yes, we're gonna dig up all the tea on who Maddie H is. Let me stop calling him that, Mr. Harris. We're gonna dig up all the tea on Mr. Harris.
and not only that, but we will be playing a fun game, which will be somewhere special in the episode.
Yes, that way you can't fast forward to it. You have to listen to the whole thing. Ah ha ha, got you. What you gonna do? Ah ha. Just kidding. Let me stop.
Not only that, but you should subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sunny and Romeo Show. Follow us on Instagram and Spotify at Sunny and Romeo, and share with your friends.
Yes, we enjoy that so much. And we're gonna have a giveaway for you guys soon. Nah, I'm lying. Haha.
No, we actually should, but then we could be like, we won, so then we don't have
That's funny. A few minutes later. Oh, he's waiting to come in.
Okay.
I admitted him.
Oh, I did too. Oh.
It's about time. Just kidding. How are you?
I'm good. I thought you guys were going to send me a link. So fire away.
So we're going to start off with what was your favorite memory of high school?
So what type of memory are you looking for? I mean, there's been multiple ones.
Your best one. I mean, I don't know.
So, I mean, I went to DeMatha Catholic High School, which is in Washington, D.C., right outside D.C. Actually, it's technically in Maryland, but it's right there on the border. And they're really a big football school, football and basketball, actually, but football was really big at the time. So one of my best memories was my senior year when we won the championship game. I wasn't on the football team. I was in the stands. I was terrible at football. I'm not a land person. But it was one of those, like, it was a huge student section. It was at the Naval Academy Stadium.
Wow.
And just everybody was, I mean, we were doing cheers. We were, picking each other up and throwing each other up in the air. We all had signs and things like that. And the way it ended was the other team, Good Counsel, they were really good that year. They were driving, and it was a pitch play in football where you're supposed to pitch the ball to the person behind you. The person was lined up to the left, and he pitched it to the right. So he pitched it to nobody was there, and he just basically fumbled the ball, and we recovered it, and we ended up winning, and we all went nuts to the point where out in the parking lot, we recreated the play over and over again with like a Gatorade bottle just to sort of imitate it. That was crazy. That was a lot of fun, and that was like one of those. Like I could see St. Andrews being excited about something like that. If there was a football championship or something like that, I could see the camaraderie. Maybe not as crazy as we were. We were a little bit over the top, but that was just an awesome night, being able to drive to this great big stadium and watch like a team of players that like I knew a lot of them and watch them win, because it was all over like the Washington Post the next day. And a lot of those players went on to college, play college football for big schools. Actually, the Redskins just drafted number 2 overall, a DeMatha graduate. So.
Wow. What year was this? Was this like 94?
Ouch. No, 2004. You were the right second number, but no, I'm not 42.
Oh.
But hey, you shot an arrow up into the sky hoping it would land. That's okay.
I thought it would be, at least I didn't say the 80s, because that was my second guess.
That's when I was born.
Oh.
Yeah, born in the 80s, but I didn't go to high school in the 80s. No.
Let me do some quick math. You were born in 88.
87.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm kind of good.
I'm turning 33 this year. I turned 33 in August.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yeah. In the heart. Well, first I'd like to just ask a question that our humble fans are asking, since we have tons of them now. Who the heck is Jack? Like, I know, but I'm sure some people don't.
Yeah, he just turned 1. So he
Ooh.
turned 1 on April 8th. He is walking a lot. He's making sort of words, but he really only does like the hard consonants like D's and B's. So it's really funny when when we read farm books though, he like flips quickly to the pages with the sheep and he makes the sound of the sheep. He doesn't do any others. Sometimes he tries cows, but he doesn't quite get it. He's eating like crazy, but actually recently he's been teething. So last night we were up from about 12 to 3 because he just would not go to sleep. Every time we tried to put him down, started screaming again. And it was like screaming, angry screaming. It wasn't like I'm annoyed or I'm slightly uncomfortable. It was really upset. So that's been tough, but he's been a really, really fun baby in the past year. And it's been crazy, moving here and stuff like that and that adjustment. But the daycare system at St. Andrews is probably one of the best I've ever seen. And he's always extremely happy to go there. Like, it's one of those, I don't feel like a guilty parent when I have a day off and I drop my kid off at daycare, because I know he likes it. And I think that daycare has probably been part of what's made him able to walk so much, because he's a little younger than everybody in his class. So they're all a little bit advanced with him as far as like walking is concerned. So I think he didn't want to feel left behind, and he just learned how to walk early too.
Well, speaking of Jack, Sunny, I think you should tell the story of the time we babysat Jack.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was at practice.
Yeah, well, you didn't miss a whole lot. So Jack just started crying every time we tried doing something. So then we ended up kind of giving up. So we just ended up talking to Mrs. Harris, your wife, for about an hour and a half
Nice.
instead of babysitting your child like we were going to do.
It's he's at a weird age, where it's a full-time job. And I mean, it's fun for me because I'm his dad and it's fun to see him. But for somebody who's not, you know, into watching fine motor skills developing and things like that, I can see it being kind of boring.
Oh, no, it wasn't boring. It was just,
Yeah,
ooh, let me stop before this kid hates me.
there's that. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. He doesn't really know how to like say he doesn't want something. The way he expresses not wanting things is through something that seems angry. Because he cries or wails out, when really it's just, for us, we would just say, oh no, thank you, I don't want that carrot. With me now, he just takes it and throws it across the room. It's like, my gosh, like, okay, just put it down or something, you don't have to eat it. But
Okay, well, speaking of children and childhood, Sunny, what should we do next?
So I think we're gonna start. So we have a game that we wanted to play.
okay.
So as you said, you're not that old, so you might know some of these words. But we're gonna give you 10 slang words of our time now, and
Oh,
you can tell us what you think they mean, and then if you could use them in a sentence, and then we'll
okay.
see how close you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess if you really want to, we'll let you know what they mean afterwards.
Okay,
Are you ready for the first one?
I'm ready.
Okay, the first word is
Cap.
Cap. What it's used in, like, right now?
Yes.
yeah.
um I suppose if you wanted to tell somebody to be quiet and say put a cap in it.
Oh.
Right?
Well, it was kind of close, but cap means more of you're lying.
Oh, so you're capping?
Yeah, so like normally, like here's an example. So I'd say to Anya, so is it cold out? Or I don't know, how do you even phrase this?
I think something like, oh, did you do your, okay, so if you were the coolest teacher ever, you'd be like, hey, did you do your homework? And I'd be like, oh yeah, but I left it on dorm and I put it on the heater and it caught on fire. And then you'd be like, I smell cap.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's not a verb.
Mm,
Can't be used as a verb. It's a noun.
yeah. People don't really say, oh, I'm capping right now.
Okay. All right. All right.
Like,
I'm happy to hear that, at least.
and if you're being honest, you'd say no cap.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for educating me. All right, what you got next?
Okay, so the next one is in my bag.
In my bag. So I would, if I was to guess as to what that meant, that would mean something that I can do or a talent that I have. If I was to say, like, I've got, there are other things in my bag that I could use.
Oh.
That's what I would say, but I have a feeling that's not it.
See, I haven't heard this one before, so
Oh,
before we started talking about this, so Anya,
Well, in my bag means that I'm in my feelings, aka I'm sad or I'm very emotional right now.
oh,
So
interesting.
you're just like you're really just in your bag. You're with all of your belongings, your emotional belongings, and you're
Ah,
just
interesting. Okay. All right. I was gonna ask why bag was the choice to be of something to be in, but I
I
suppose it's
didn't think
something that you're carrying with you. So that makes sense. That makes a lot
yeah, go ahead, use those English teacher skills.
of analytical.
next one is POV.
Um, person of value,
You want to try again?
person of point of velocity.
You're getting close.
Really, point of not. It's not point.
It is point.
It is point. Point of vision. I don't know. Point of vector. Point of victory. Point of victory.
Okay, now use it in a sentence.
Um, if only I could finish out the last 10 yards of my race at full capacity, I'd be at the point of victory. I'd be at my POV.
Oh, that's pretty
Like
good.
that. That's even better than I think what it actually means.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
What
stick
does
with
it
that
actually
one.
Yeah, we
Okay.
probably want to get to know what the actual one is because that was
Good.
beautiful.
Hey, I say that we invent our own slang.
Just don't say it to anyone else because they're gonna think the original one.
All right. All right. Oh,
Okay, and the
Okay,
next word.
the next one is slaps.
slaps.
Mm-hmm. Let's remember
Um,
this one.
is it musical? No,
No.
not like I mean, I would think it's something like, oh, he really has the slaps on that guitar. No. Um, is it like a verbal insult?
No.
Like, oh, he's giving me the slaps.
Mm-mm.
It's the best I got.
Okay, I'll give you a sentence to help.
Okay.
Oh wow, that food slaps.
Oh, it's like it's really awesome.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So a
Interesting.
lot of times people are like, "Oh, that food slaps," or "Oh, that music slaps." If it's really good, like it just like it shocks you with the power it slaps.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. So you're just slapped in the face by however come with
Yeah.
amazement you are. Interesting.
Okay, the next one is hits different.
Um, oh, that song hits differently when I find out the reason that person wrote it.
Where's the definition?
So, a new perspective of something when more information is provided.
The funny thing is you use the sentence in an acceptable way, but the definition it's a little quaky. What does hit different mean, Sunny?
Hits different means that I don't know how to really explain these words. It's just kind of something that it does, you know?
Yeah. For me, I think hits different just means that like you just never had anything like it before, you know?
Right.
And it's just like, wow.
Yeah. See, I see it as like something that I read when I was younger and didn't appreciate as much. And now I'm reading it again. It hits different now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can say it like that.
It's like,
Pretty
oh,
good.
wow. Now that I'm a father, this is more. That's happened to me a lot in the past year. Lots of things have hit me differently.
Wow, that baby hit different
Yeah,
when
exactly.
Jack throws his food at you.
Actually does hit sometimes. So that's actually literal.
Okay, the next one is mood.
Uh, when somebody somehow communicates exactly how you feel at that time.
Yep.
Bravo.
Nice. Like, oh, I'm really bored. Mood.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Most of the time. Although this is nice. This this is getting rid of that mood. Being able to do something like a podcast. It's killing the boredom.
Like, this is a podcast, Mr. Harris.
Yeah. It's nice doing this.
Thank you.
And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sunny and Romeo Show.
I will.
Okay, the next one. LMFAO.
Okay. Oh. LMFAO. Well, I know what it means, but I don't think I want to say
What does it mean?
Laughing my freaking, you know what, off. You're not going to trick me into saying that. Come on.
Oh, man. We were really hoping on it.
That is still pretty current, isn't it?
Of course.
That was around when I was in high school, I think, or maybe just a little bit after. But yeah, that was like the dawn of LOL was like, 03, 04, probably when you all were born, right? And then, that was when LOL started coming out. Probably a little earlier than that, actually, because there was this thing called AOL Instant Messenger. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, that was the first way that we texted. We got on our computers and there was this instant messenger thing. Texting probably started in 05, maybe a little bit later. I remember because one of the reasons I remembered that texting was starting to take off was in college, I had a girlfriend who texted like a maniac. And I barely ever texted because I had one of those flip phones that you hit the numbers, right? So it took forever to text. And she got really upset with me after a while of me not texting back. And I just didn't know that was what I was supposed to do. So that girlfriend was not Mrs. Harris.
I was thinking that.
No, that was not.
Well, the past is in the past.
Yep, it is. It has passed us by.
All right, Sunny.
All right, the next word is T.
T, how do you spell it?
T-E-A.
Oh. There's another meaning for it other than the drink?
Or spilling tea, which is also another saying.
Oh, like rumors or gossip or like lesser known facts that maybe everybody doesn't know? Like the good stuff?
Yeah, the good stuff.
All right. Nice.
All right, next one, Anya.
Okay, it'd be like that. I know the grammar is making you quake.
It'd be like that sometimes. I mean, I've heard people say that before, like just, if, I didn't get any sleep last night. I was up late, making TikToks. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Please expand on this TikTok idea.
Oh, no, it's not my idea. I just feel like it's what everybody's doing now, especially now. I mean, I can understand it now. Beforehand, I thought it was really funny when I was going up and down the halls and hearing about people's TikToks trending.
Ooh. So if you had to sum up It'd Be Like That to someone who, let's say an alien came down from, I don't know, Pluto or something, and they knew English, but they didn't know all the slang. And then they heard someone say It'd Be Like That in the grocery store. And they asked you, what does it mean? What would you tell them?
Say that that the person saying it was agreeing with something that the other person said at that time, a certain feeling or emotion or state of mind. Say that person was saying, yeah, I understand you, and I feel like that sometimes too.
Bravo.
Yeah, very nice. So speaking of the TikTok things, our next word is renegade.
Renegade. That's a surprisingly sophisticated word given the list that you've given me so far. I mean, there's a Styx song called Renegade. It doesn't have anything to do with that, though, does it?
A Styx song?
Not with Styx, but with something.
No, Styx is a band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so it's not with that, but
it's not. I guess it's a song, but like, do you know like what Renegade kind of sort of is in regards to TikTok?
Somebody that goes off on their own and makes it big.
I mean, that'd be nice. That's
Or it's kind of like off the beaten, like, no, this one didn't make it or something like that, or
No, Renegade is actually a dance that this one girl. So this is our next question. So who is Charlie?
Who's Charlie? Charlie Brown, of course, from Peanuts.
Oh my gosh, love him. He's the best, isn't
It
he?
is. Good
So
grief.
what is he doing on TikTok now?
What's he doing on TikTok? I don't know. I haven't seen him on TikTok.
Oh,
What about
Who is
Charlie
Charlie?
D'Amelio?
Who?
Charlie D'Amelio?
I don't know who that is. No idea. There was also like the Charlie Bit Me person, right?
oh yeah.
But that's not it. That's not that one. Nope. Don't know anything about it. Sorry.
No, Charlie D'Amelio actually got famous on TikTok, who is 15, I think we said last time, and yeah, she's very famous, and
She has the most followers on the app. She has like 42 million.
Ooh.
And
Like,
she
what
had
does
a
she
reality
do?
TV show.
What does she
she
do?
does Renegade. She does a dance called Renegade.
And she just dances on TikTok and people eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
Does she just do it in like different locations or something like that?
Yeah.
The same dance.
You want to see the dance?
I mean, I'll look it up, but
Boom, clap, boom, boom, boom. Wait, renegade, renegade, renegade,
you
renegade.
tried to teach this to me, didn't you?
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I tried to teach
It's
it to
fun
you.
practice.
Whew.
And you made fun of me for being too stiff.
The past is in the past. Okay, Mr. Harris. We challenge you to a final challenge, okay?
Oh, man.
You have 3 sentences, and you have to use as many words as possible as you learned just now.
3 sentences.
Yes. Would you like only one instead?
Yeah, probably just one. This is going to
Okay.
take a lot of thinking. And
Okay, you have 10 seconds. Actually, you can have 30, and I'll just cut it out.
no, I can do it. Let's see. Charlie D'Amelio's lackluster renegade is my mood right now. Sometimes it just be like that. I guess I shouldn't have said it. It'd be like that sometimes. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
That was good. I think I only did the more recent ones. I forgot the first 5.
That's okay.
Okay.
Hard to incorporate T.
Okay, well, let's jump out of this game. Sunny,
Okay.
what should we ask Mr. Harris about next?
So do you have any high school horror stories?
Yeah, I mean, when I was swimming, there were some rough meets, some really rough meets. And one time I came down with the flu. It was a 3-day meet. So some of the championship meets that I used to do in club in high school would be like, there would be a session on Friday and then a session on Saturday and a session on Sunday. So there would be these 3-day meets, and you would go and swim in the morning. And if you swam fast enough, you came back and competed at night for a higher spot. So I had a great meet on Friday. Like I was feeling awesome. I did best times and all of that. I came down with the flu Friday night, but I didn't really know it. Like I didn't feel very good. So I just thought, okay, maybe I'm tired and I need to sleep. So I slept. The next morning I woke up. I did not feel good and warm up. I felt terrible. I swam 100 butterfly and did not do well at all. My coach didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know what was wrong. And then I had just this sudden urge and ran into the bathroom and just threw up all over the place. It was the worst. It was like a crime scene, how bad it felt. And I spent the rest of the meet with a towel underneath a bench in our team area, just curled up. And I only got up to swim my next event. And then I went back down and I curled up and then I went home.
Did you win?
What?
Did you win?
No, I did terribly. It was awful. The only reason I stuck around was because I was on a relay and we only had 4 people that were on the team. So the relay wouldn't have swum if I wasn't there. So I literally just conserved all of my energy. But that was horrific. That like implanted something on, like, that was like the sickest I've ever felt. And it was like when I was expected to perform.
Bless your heart. I would have left.
Yeah,
I would too.
It was rough.
Get the coach to swim.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You know. So yeah, there you go. There was one from performing that was tough.
That was beautiful. Well, tell us about some of the crazy things you've done in high school.
Crazy things. Well, again, it relates to swimming. And the one I actually thought about, which somebody I think actually broke their leg. I don't remember if it was in that situation or not, but we used to have these Saturday morning practices that were from 6 o'clock in the morning until 9. And we were required to go to these in my club team. That was a requirement. We also had 4:45 to 6:15 practices on Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning, and as well as other ones. But we had a required Saturday morning practice. And the thing was, by that time, we were just done with the week. So we all kind of would let loose. And it was in the winter one time that after a Saturday morning practice, we all went outside in our suits in the snow and went sledding down this hill in nothing but our suits. And the worst part about that was I think somebody crashed into a tree, and I'm pretty sure he either broke his leg or his arm or something like that. That was really dumb. I caught a really bad cold, and my coach wouldn't let me miss practice on Monday because he said I brought it on by myself by going outside and sledding in a swimsuit. So he said, like, I'm not going to accept that as an excuse. You have to swim through it. Like, you did it to yourself. Like, yeah, people get sick every now and then, but you went outside sledding in basically in a Speedo. So you got to come. I don't care. That was awful. But yeah, he was right. We were dumb. That was really stupid. We also in the summer where I lifeguarded, we would go up on top of these slides when it shut down for a thunderstorm, and we would take the inner tubes down the slides while it was like thundering and lightning all over the place. That was really dumb in hindsight. Being a lifeguard instructor now, I don't condone that activity. But
Yeah.
We were dumb.
So our next one is, what advice would you tell your high school self now?
Try harder in chemistry. Try a lot harder in chemistry. Maybe I would have gotten a little bit more academic aid in college. The classes that you don't like or aren't very good at, try a little bit harder. I probably would have told myself to be a little bit more attentive of nutrition. I definitely, after swim practices, would just go and eat everything in sight without any thought to different colors on my plate, and vegetables and fruit. So definitely those two things. Work a little harder on the things that maybe you're not as interested in. I think I had this concept of like, oh, I'm not going to study this in college. Why should I bother now? And it's like, well, GPA might have been a little better. Maybe I would have gotten a little more money. Maybe I would have, that kind of thing.
So thank you, Mr. Harris. And this has been podcast number 3. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Spotify.
We hope you enjoyed, and
remember, tell our kids we say hi.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Harris.
No problem. That was fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, you killed it. Super funny.
Awesome. Let's hope
Great
when you
stories.
hear back, you think the same way.
Okay.
Yeah, so we
All right.
won't have it in until probably like a few days.
Yeah, makes sense. I know how it goes.
Because editing, so much work.
I know.
Excuse
God
me.
help you.
I was holding that burp that whole time.
All right. Well, good to see you both.
Yeah, I'll see you in September.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, I'll see you in class.
I'll pause the recording, I think, or stop recording.